Huh?
All right, let's pick
And
this
hope,
call. We'll come back
yes.
to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Michael Young and your guest in the studio.
Good morning. Welcome to Spotlight. What's your name and where you calling from, please?
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanoja in Ikotu.
Please go ahead with your
I have
comments.
listened. I have listened to your guest attentively, and you have spoken very, very well concerning insurance companies and outfits in Nigeria. But the thing is that most Nigerians see insurance as being utopian, very utopian in nature. They don't believe it is real. Yes, in fact, many people don't believe in the empiricism of insurance in Nigeria. Even the educated elite don't believe of the common man in Nigeria. And the reasons are very, very clear, as stated by your guest. You know, that you pay the premium as when you, but when you want to, collect what is due to you, when you have problems, the insurance companies make it very difficult to do. And probably because of these claims to many insurance companies are not real. You'll find somebody advertising that they have got somebody in the family, just to collect those claims. But in reality, these obituaries are not real. The person is still living. That's just a case study, one example anyway. But the only thing is that let there be sensitization of insurance to many Nigerians. Just as they see structures like hospitals, schools, roads, let them see insurance as being practical. And then let the structures in insurance be also be put there as in foreign land. I'm surprised when your guest or you yourself said it in the studio that in South Africa they're talking about 500 and something trillion naira when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to Nigeria naira. Now, we here we are not talking about 50 trillion naira. And then their population is about 60 million compared to Nigeria, it's about 250 million. So you see the difference. But when you talk about, for instance, in the next budget in Nigeria, that it should be about 100 trillion naira. Many Nigerians say, hey, the government is a thief. This and that, they want to steal from our money and things like that. How can they be talking about such trillions of naira? So that is it. So bringing it to insurance in conclusion, let there be full sensitization of the public, both the elite and even the common man. Many of the elites don't even believe in insurance. So that is just the issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comment. Yes, keep your call coming in 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Or you can call 0802 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Don't forget, you can also call 0802 978 8003. 0802 978 8003. Well, yes, we're dissecting the bill being signed by the president and the insurance reform bill. A lot of questions has been asked. Well, let's go back to our guest. Mr. Tunde Alatunde, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Now, insurance sector, if you agree with me, still faces significant challenges. The harsh economic climate that has eroded consumer purchasing power, low public trust, lack of insurance awareness. All of this seems to be challenges still being faced in the insurance sector. How can this be addressed? Would this bill address all of these challenges? You had our caller says, well, see, Nigerians still find it difficult. Some will say, well, if anything happens to my property right now, my car or whatever it is I'm insuring, that we know that these things are difficult to, recover. The insurance company might come and say, you didn't cover your insurance didn't cover this. the accident or whatever, the damages was this. Excuses, different excuses. So does this bill address the integrity of the challenges in the insurance sector?
Okay, thank you very much for that. And I mean, I appreciate the contribution by your caller a few minutes ago. You see, like I pointed out, we all know what the problem is. We know the challenges we have in various aspects of our economic life. All right, but there's my attitude really is that complaining and not doing anything to actually solve the problem helps nobody. All right, and making these changes, are what will ensure that we complain less and we start seeing results. I must give kudos to NICOM for some of the changes and some of the discipline they've brought into the insurance sector in the last few years. Things are not as bad as they used to be. All right, but I'm sure that with this new law, all right, which I'm sure is championed by NICOM themselves and other players within the industry, will even increase the usefulness of that insurance industry to our economy. So some of these complaints that people are making, this law will strengthen the hand of the regulator, that is NICOM now, to be able to resolve them within the industry. I'm certain, but after the implementation of this law, that the issue of not being able to make claims on insurance will reduce to the barest minimum. The rules will become clearer, and the players in that industry will be stronger. All right, such that they are able to take care of some things, because part of the problem that people are not able to make claims in the insurance industry in the past is simply because, to all intents and purposes, the players in that industry are simply not strong enough. All right. And so if they are not strong enough and you come and make claims, then, the chances are that, they will give you stories. All right. But with the new capital that they are expected to raise, they will be much stronger to be able to play their role of underwriting underwriting risk. So those are one of the things, that this new law will do. Secondly,
it
will also strengthen the hands of the regulators to be able to take action against those players in the industry that are not playing by the rules. So if for instance you go to an insurance company to make a claim and they start running you around, you have an opportunity to go to regulators, and the regulator will ensure that they do the right thing or kick them out of the industry. All right, so we just need to make these changes. They might not be 100% perfect, but having rules, some of the rules that are guiding the insurance industry are rules that were enacted in 1970, Michael. 1970. That is 30, 40 years ago. Imagine how much things have changed in this country in terms of what was the population of this country in 1970? We were probably 40 million. Now we are 250 million, and we are expected to be operating under rules that were established, 40 years ago. So you can see the need to make these changes in order for us to be able to move forward as a people. All right. So these are welcome developments. Like I keep reiterating, they might not be perfect, but at least it moves the ball from where we are. And it stops people from complaining, and the people will start seeing positive changes. All right.
Well, some Nigerians are saying that as it is right now, the economic valves of this country is presently on its knees. Some Nigerians are making that argument, saying that majority of importers of goods and vehicles have left our ports and diverted their cargoes to probably Benin Republic, Togo seaport, and all of this. Now, with this, will you say it's more than a reform? It's a strategic foresight.
Okay, so on the issue of shifting their goods to other countries and everything. I mean, do not forget that number one, Nigeria is operating in a global economy. All right, and people want price competitiveness. So if I'm an importer, for argument's sake, and the cost of importing through our ports, all right, is much more higher than what it will require me to clear my goods in Cotonou, then I will move towards Cotonou. And what that is saying is that the Nigerian government or the port authorities have to ensure that they find a way to ensure that the cost of clearing goods here is competitive. Otherwise, they will continue to lose business. That's one side of it. The second side, of course, also is that you must realize that part of the problem we've had in the country over the decades is simply, not enough infrastructure. Again, the infrastructure we have, is simply not enough for the size of our country and the population of our people. It's simply not enough. And this is part of the problem we've had. Yeah, and it's not a problem that started just a few years ago. It is simply lack of planning over decades. All right. So, we need to find a way of ramping up infrastructure so that we have more ports. So if we have more ports, it is likely that the cost of landing goods here will also come down, because again, importers will have multiple options to take their cargoes. All right. So I mean, so it is really a simple business decision for most importers. All right, in order to ensure that they are able to get the value for whatever they are doing, and it signals to the people managing our ports that they need to also do something.
Well, this bill, like the president says, will definitely bring about stringent capital requirements to ensure the financial soundness of operators, enforcement of compulsory insurance policies to enhance consumer protection, digitalization of the insurance market to improve access and efficiency, zero tolerance to delays in claims settlement, creation of dedicated policyholder protection funds, especially in cases of insolvency, expanding participation in regional insurance schemes, including the ECOWAS Brown Card system. Well, let's break this down. But before then, quickly, let me let you know, Lagos, that we are live on Facebook and YouTube at Super FM Lagos. Yes, we're live on Facebook and YouTube at Super FM Lagos. You don't forget, you can also be part of this conversation on the Spotlight on Super FM 92.7 0705 690 0927 0705 690 0927. That's the number to call, or the call is 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. All right, so let's break this down with all of these measures that the president has said. These will definitely be introduced in the bill. Stringent capital requirements to ensure financial soundness of operators, enforcement of compulsory insurance policies to enhance consumer protections, digitalization of the insurance market to improve access and efficiency, zero tolerance for delays in claims.
Right now you need insurance. You need someone. You need to either go to someone's office, or someone needs to come to your office. You start filling forms. What this law is saying is that it has to be digitized. As I mentioned, in other climes, if I need an insurance, I just go on my phone, all right, and fill out an application. Within 5-10 minutes, they will come back to me with my insurance certificate. If I also need to make a claim, I can do all that on my phone without needing to contact anybody. All right. And so that addresses the issue of, the cumbersomeness of the process of obtaining insurance and also making claims. All right. It's also addressed the issue of the establishment of an insurance pool in case of insolvency of an insurance company. We've also spoken about that here, Michael, about a family having insurance with an insurance company. The insurance company goes insolvent or goes bankrupt, and then they have lost their insurance. What we are now saying now is that there's going to be an insurance protection fund similar to shareholder protection fund that we have in the securities business. All right, that says that, okay, look, if your insurance companies were to die, your claim is still valid, then you can come and make the claim through us. And it's working in the security. It's working in the securities business. I see no reason why it shouldn't work in the insurance sector too. So, which means that if I were to buy insurance from a recognized insurance company in the country, I do not have any fear, irrespective of whatever happens to that company. My insurance is still valid as long as it's still live. All right, which is a very good thing. They've also spoken about. They have also mentioned zero tolerance for delays in claim settlements. You will agree with me that the reason why the bulk of Nigerians think insurance is a scam is simply because they are not able to make claim when the time is right.
And don't you think that enough can give Nigerians reason?
That should give confidence to Nigerians. If the law says zero tolerance for delays in claim settlement, it means that as an insurance company, if your customer makes a claim on you, the regulator will give you a time frame within which you must settle the claim.
But some of these insurance companies will say that they are not being funded by the government. So why would the government, in a way, want to regulate?
No, but they are being licensed by the government. You cannot make the argument that because you are not being funded by the government, you will not settle claims. The government licensed you to operate. All right. So if you want to make that argument and you want to delay claims, then the government that licensed you has the opportunity, has the authority to take away your license. And because you will not want the government to take away your license, you play by the rules. All right. So so if we're able to eliminate the issue of delays in claim settlement as propounded by this law, then you will see confidence.
Would there be consequences for that? Do you think, in a way, government can put in consequences for this delayed payment?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. First of all, one of the consequences is what I've mentioned: withdrawal or revocation of license to practice. Right. Beyond that, there are other consequences. There could be fines. There could be fines on the insurance company. I mean, so you are supposed to settle a claim, you don't settle it within a particular time. The regulators can slam the insurance company with a fine, with a large fine, that ensures that they don't delay people's claim anymore. Claims. So significant amount of consequences. All right. So, and also this law is also saying that they have to have the ability to play in the ECOWAS sub-region. I will tell you something, Michael. Because our insurance companies are relatively small and relatively weak in terms of capital, and I say relatively, you will find that large insurance businesses that originates from Nigeria, all right? Believe it or not, a lot of them are actually insured abroad. A lot of them are insured in the UK, meaning that monies that should have typically stayed within our shores get offshored abroad. A lot of insurance businesses, for instance, emanating from the oil and gas sector. The oil and gas sector is all about dollars, and there are large transactions there. A lot of those insurance companies, a lot of those insurance businesses are insured abroad. They're either insured in the US or insured in the UK. Why? Because our insurance companies, are weak, all right, and not strong enough in terms of capital. Now that we're having them shore up their capital significantly, those businesses who are having to ship abroad, will stay here. Just the way you see what we've done with the way we have changed the trajectory regarding refining products, petroleum products, where we used to produce crude, keep it abroad to refine and bring it back in. All right. Now with Dangote refinery, we have shifted that trajectory such that the business now stays here in Nigeria and creates employment here. It's the same way if our insurance company becomes very well capitalized. All right. Not only will they be able to ensure that they are able to insure for businesses all around the West African sub-region, as mentioned in the bill. All right, gradually they can be strong enough to actually start insuring those businesses that will have been insured abroad, and that will create more jobs here. All right, and it will ensure that the monies that we should have shipped abroad stays in our country. All right, so those are part of the good things I see in this. Is
recapitalization? Is it possible with this?
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely that's what is going to happen now. So all we have to do now is to wait for the regulator, which is NICOM, to come up with a recapitalization timetable, and say to all the insurance companies that, if you want to do life insurance business, this is the capital you are required to have, and then you are expected to have that capital within so and so time frame. All right. So that's the expectation now. So in the next few years, the expectation is that most of the insurance companies will have to come to the market, to come and raise money, either from their private investors or from the public. So you should expect that, a lot of insurance companies will be coming to the public to come and sell shares to the public in order for them to invest in those insurance companies. So just the way the banks have had to, sell shares to the public recently in order to raise their capital, the insurance companies also will be coming to the market soon enough to ask the companies to invest in those companies.
All right. Let's go back to the phone lines. 0705 690 0927 0705 690-0927, or call 0802 502 0802 502 7711. All right, what do we have? Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's the name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Charity. I'm calling from Ago.
All right, Charity from Ago. Charity, can you please turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you properly?
All right, I'll just do that.
Please go ahead with your comment. Charity from Ago.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I like to make a little contribution deal concerning the insurance company. I am doing so because in the past I have a little experience working in insurance company as a freelancer. Now, and I equally want to start by saying that in terms of fear that the general public will always have regarding insurance company, the recapitalization bills, I think for me, allays some of those fears. Just that much of the problem is that the level of awareness is very, very low. All right. So I think they did recapitalization sometimes between early 2000 or middle 2000 and 3, 4, 5 and all that. I think within that period, the insurance company were recapitalized. At that point, most of the companies who were not able to meet the recapitalization bill went down. So that is number one. It can still be achieved. And another thing is that there are practitioners in this industry that cut across both the freelancers, the company themselves, and also the general public. So such that, from what people have been saying, most of the blame is going to the insurance company, from what I see. The general public as well is there. And also for the fact that the insurance company use more times freelancers, they don't, the staff or those people.
If you are to put a blame, let me comment for you. If you are to put a blame, who do you put it on? The government, the insurance company, the people?
everybody, it cuts across the whole people, and more effort has not been given to people understanding how insurance work. And also, most of the general public who have one issue or the other, they don't take it to the right source where their case can be handled and all of that. Most times they just say, yes, that is their nature. They just back out. You understand? Then I had an experience. I was taken as a freelance in one of the assurance and life assurance companies. One of my clients passed. It took my effort to ensure that his whatever, that is, his money was processed. I was the person that went to the family to talk to them about what their father had with the company. So you see that it's not just about the insurance company. Yes, it is, they are part of it. Those who are working, the marketers and all of that, everybody should be, the hands must be on deck to make sure that people play their roles. All right. So I just feel I should make this a little contribution, because insurance company, most times they employ freelancers. They don't have permanent staff, who can give their all, to do their job diligently. I think that is all I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much. I know our guests have taken note of that, and that's really, really of importance too. Okay, let's go to WhatsApp messages. This is saying, good morning, Mr. Young. Thank you for the topic in focus. I thank your guest for this eloquence. For his eloquence, it is clear beyond doubt that he knows his onions. As Nigerians, we yearn for changes in virtually every sphere of our lives, and not just in insurance matters. Our problems are rooted in our desire to hold some people down, prevent them from moving forward, while expecting that we, on the other hand, would move forward. It has been some 59 years since we embarked on this path, and now the results are glaring. Frankly, I don't see a way out of the long jam, because we keep addressing the symptoms and not the root cause of the problem. Pristine from Lagos. All right, thank you very much, Pristine from Lagos. Let's go back to our guests. Mr. Molegbe, are you there? I don't know if you can hear me all of this conversation. Well, Lagos, yes, we're talking about the president signing the insurance reform bills into law. Mr. Olatunde, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
All right. So our guest have been talking about the rates of employment in the insurance scheme. I don't know if you had our caller there. It's one of the issues we've also had, that sometimes these people taking contract staff, and those people are not ready to enlighten Nigerians. They're not ready to put in the work to make Nigeria understand what really insurance is. Do you think that's also a challenge?
Yes. I'm glad that your caller actually went to that point. And that, for me, it's just a symptoms of a weak system, a weak industry.
This is to agree that the insurance industry is weak in Nigeria.
As presently constituted, obviously.
But that's what you're saying. You were saying that, it's to clarify that all of this is making the insurance system weak.
Yes, the insurance companies themselves are weak, and they are only weak because the system made it so. And so the fact that the insurance companies will rather employ contract staff to market for them and all whatnot is again a symptoms of the weakness of that industry. All right, and the reason why things needs to change. It's just a system. It's just a symptom, just as inability to settle claims is also a symptoms of a weak system. All right. So now, if they become better capitalized, if the industry becomes better regulated, you will see that all of those things, all those symptoms will disappear. You will see that all those symptoms will disappear. All right. It's like if one has an ailment and you take medicine for it, the ailment will only manifest itself in form of headache or something like that. But when you take medicine for it, the symptoms will disappear. All right. Now, if with all those symptoms will also disappear by the time the industry becomes better capitalized, all right, and better regulated, which is some of the things that this new law seeks to address.
Okay.
All right. If an insurance company, for argument's sake, all right, needs 5 billion or 10 billion to do its business, but only has 1 billion, all right, what it can take on is limited. But if they increase their capital, then it means that what they can take on, all right, becomes much more. That is just the long and short of it.
All right. So finally,
all right,
before
all those lack of public awareness, the issue of using contract staff and all of that, I expect all of that to disappear by the time this law is fully implemented.
We hope for that too. But before we'll let you go, because of our time, quickly, what's your advice to Nigerians who probably see insurance as a scam or probably wouldn't believe in the system? What's your advice to Nigerians, quickly?
My advice is for our people to open their mind. We have, luckily enough, even if we have not gone abroad ourselves, we've seen how things work, either through social media or some other sources, and those things are working simply because of the system those people have put in place. All right, and some of this system they have put in place is what we are trying to replicate here. Clearly, those things are not going to happen overnight. All right, but by the time we continue to make these changes, these incremental changes, and we, the people, actually give it an opportunity to work, then things will get better.
All right, I think
it is also
Get
important.
better.
Okay.
You want to add something quickly because of our time?
Yes, if I add, it is also important that we, the people, also get educated about how things work. Your caller mentioned it, that lack of awareness and lack of education also prevents some of us from taking advantage of what should work in our favor within the system. So this education, this getting ourselves educated is also very key.
Thank you very much.
much.
Thank you very much for all of this. Member, Nigerian Stock Exchange, and the MD, CEO, author, Stephen Asset Management Limited, Olatunde Amolegbe. Thank you very much for your time on Spotlight and Super FM 92.7.
It was my pleasure coming here. Thank you.
That's how much we can take right here on the program on the Spotlight, Super FM 92.7. Let's do this again tomorrow. Same time, same station. Michael Young is my name. Enjoy your day.
We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Switch to the good side of life here on 92.7 Super FM.
Hey, Omo! See package! This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir. That's me.
Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House Pack in your hand.
The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals.
Something to tell you.